All right, well, we're done installing our floor. We've waited overnight. We've removed our spacers, and there's just one step left before we put our sealer on. We've got to give our floor a little bit of a wash here. So we'll introduce the tools for the sealer and the washing. We're going to need our grout sponge and our clean water. We're going to use a 4-inch foam roller and the tray. And then of course we've got the NanoSeal GT. Geon Tile is the only manufacturer of tile that actually includes the sealer with the purchase of tile because it's that critical for the success of the installation. So before we apply this, we're going to get to cleaning our floor. So what we want to do is grab our grout sponge, dip it in some clean water, wring it out. And what we want to do is just start on one end and just clean off any dust, debris, or any excess thin set that may have gotten onto the surface of the tile. If you do have some thin set coming up out of your grout lines, it's okay to take something like a knife or even your margin trowel, and you can kind of clean those lines out. And we're not looking to clean them completely out all the way down to the subfloor. What we're looking for is just to create a pocket to receive the grout. And then just keep wiping your floor, getting rid of any smudges or thin set. And there it is. All right, so we'll grab our roller and tray. We're going to pour a generous amount of the NanoSeal into the tray. We can actually, whatever we don't use in this application, we can put back into the bottle. All right, so first thing we want to do is get our roller sleeve nice and saturated with sealer. And the reason we're using a foam roller is because we actually want to minimize the amount of sealer we put on per coat. So 2 thin coats is ideal. All right, so we'll pick a spot to start from. We'll just start up in this top corner here for no particular reason. And we want to apply this sealer once in one direction and then once in the opposite direction. And what we want to focus on is try to avoid any excess sealer in these hard ridge lines. And just gently sort of let the roller roll on top of the tile. And in your first coat, you're probably only going to get 2 or 3 tiles sealed before you need to go back into your tray. And just be patient with it, take your time. If you do come across a piece of lint or an eyelash or a piece of hair or a little pebble or something, it's okay to get right back in that sealer. You can actually remove that little piece of hair and just reseal over top. All right, well, we're gonna finish off our first coat of sealer here. And after one coat, you might think it looks a little bit streaky, a little bit blotchy. The second coat's definitely gonna help smooth that out. We wanna wait about an hour after our first coat before we apply the second coat. It'll feel dry to the touch, and we're just gonna go with the same method, in one direction followed by the other direction, applying a really thin coat. It's very important that we allow the sealer to dry for a minimum of 24 hours. The longer, the better. This isn't an overnight thing, it's an actual 24 hours. This sealer definitely needs time to cure before we can actually start applying grout to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up with the floor here, and we'll see you when it's time to grout. So we're inside a tile showroom where this patchwork was installed about 5 years ago. It was also done as a test subject to try out different types of sealers, and you can see the dramatic difference between the 2 whites. So the NanoSeal GT has definitely stood up over the last 5 years, and the next best recommended sealer definitely has not. And this is why Geon Tile includes a bottle of NanoSeal with every order.